Alright, so we'll start off with Stolen, because I'm gonna save the best for last. Stolen, at first, I thought he was just, a paid chill and he was easy to blow up. And then once in a while, Bog really got this, Bogdanov, he really got, he was really trying to push this point on and look at a little more, I think, I agree with him a lot, is that Stolen, is, even though we make fun of him and all that stuff, maybe whatever problems are in his life, that maybe he did come along genuinely as some sort of a therapeutic manner, but then took the bait with the shit posters, and unfortunately, fell victim to the internet, because once you take the bait, once you fall for the bait on the internet, you fall for the shit posting, you get mad, you give people these trolls the reaction that they want, you're kind of gone. And I guess to some extent, unfortunately for him, he doesn't know the power of the internet. He doesn't know the full extent of what can happen. He waves his Facebook right into the camera. Next thing you know, within 10 hours, everyone knows where he's been for the past 10 minutes. They know where he's lived. They know the name of his family, his wife, his kids, his Facebook page, their Facebook page, his names, where he's lived, his address, his phone number, etc., etc., etc. So things like that. I can't, from that piece of evidence, I can assume that the guy doesn't know exactly what he's up against with this whole internet thing, and he just fell victim to it, unfortunately, and just took the bait, and he fell into that. Also, a lot of us do it. So I can't blame the guy to an extent, really. I mean, you're there for, you're there. He's there every day. He was even there after they took away the camera, which I just thought which blew my mind away, honestly. When we all went down there that night, the same night it went away, as we were gonna go meet and have, we'll hang out as a group one night. And we saw him there at the wall. We all said, let's meet at the wall. And we're like, oh man, imagine if Stolen and Valor just came here and started screaming into the wall. Lo and behold, the son of the bitches right there with his friend, right at the wall, walking, talking into his Periscope. And I was just sitting there like, you gotta be kidding me. But you know what? I think that to me told me that maybe there is something, with him. I'm not gonna say he's handicapped. I'm not gonna say it's PSTD or whatever it is. But whatever it is, maybe there was a reason, a real reason that kept him there, that he really wanted. Whether you agree with it or not, I don't agree with it, but that's another story. I guess the story with him, I guess he might as well have been a poor bastard who didn't know how to handle the internet. Now, second, Paperboy. I said this, I've said this several times, and I'll say it again for the camera. Again, my background, I was a Christian, upbringing and all that, and I am, I'm very Christian, I'm all that, I'm a spiritual person. But I don't say this really often, if ever, but with Paperboy, I sense the devil in him. And I am not trying to joke. I do sense that if it's one thing I know I'm good with, it's vibes with people. If I don't like you from the beginning, pretty much most of the time, if not all the time, it is right, and usually no one else starts liking. But with me, with my gut feeling with people, it's very strong, and for the most part, it's very right. My feeling with Paperboy was always and never was. It was extremely uneasy. You could always tell, anytime he was talking, anytime he was saying, oh, we're all here about spreading peace of love, shaking his little fucking tambourine, etc., saying that he won't divide us with his fucking Game Boy. I don't even know if that thing was working, but his Game Boy necklace and all his crazy-ass, green-ass, moss-looking algae head, But beyond all that, you could tell when you talk to him, if you try to have a conversation with him, there's something whatever he's saying, there's something else going on in the back of his head. He'll be saying something, but behind those words, there's something else going on. The way he reacts, he's one of those guys, you talk to him, you try, when the guys are calling him out, he's getting called out, he's getting shit on, basically, oh, I'm just out here trying to spread peace and love, and things like that, which really annoys the shit out of anybody. But with Paper, I do think it's much worse than just a little fucked in the head. I really do think there's a big issue with him, and whether you want to call it something wrong with his head, whether you want to call it some sort of trauma he's been through, whatever it is, the guy is not right. Unfortunately, the guy is not right, and I do think that I wouldn't be surprised if when I looked at his website, his Paperboy website with all his music and etc. One thing I found astonishing was pretty much every single one of his little album covers had a slice of pizza on it. Every once in a while he had references to politics. One of his albums was called Politics and Pizza, which to me scared the shit out of me, honestly. He has a couple songs referencing little girls, like a song called Girl Scout Cookies. He had a song, I think it was called She's Too Young for Me. Things like that truly did not sit well with me, and not about just, oh, it's a meme. No, something's up with this guy. He's got the pizza reference every time he gets. He's always hanging out with his cold burners, that one crazy Spanish chick and that one fatty little airheaded blonde bitch. Hanging out with his little cold burners and shit like that, with the stupid little Hindu orange war paint makeup, whatever the fuck that was. Definitely, the way he dresses, the way he acts, the way he handles a certain situation, to me it resonates. I get serious bad vibes with this guy. Some seriously bad vibes. I really can't, I'm very uneasy around him. And, that's that. Paperboy, stolen. Maybe I might shake his hand and drink with him and see what he's about. But Paper, he's one bad hombre.